Hello and welcome to Desert Rat Fiber Arts. I'm Desert Rat, but you can call me Lloyd. Okay, today is the third Saturday of the month of September. September, yeah, which is the annual Sew a Jelly Roll Day. Now, you might be saying, what's a jelly roll? Why would I want to sew one? So a jelly roll is a roll of fabric that has been cut to 1.5 inches wide, and there's usually about 40 strips in the roll. The actual jelly rolls themselves, by that name, are made by Moda Fabrics, and they're the ones that kind of come up with this annual Sew a Jelly Roll Day. You might hear it called National Jelly Roll Day, but I prefer to say it annual because there are people around the world that are doing this, not just people here in the United States. So a jelly roll looks something like this. This is actually what would be called a junior jelly roll. This one only has 20 strips in it, and this is not from Moda Fabrics. This is something I bought at Michael's. This one has 20 strips in it, but that's not the one I'm going to be working with today. I am also not going to be working with actual Moda fabric on jelly rolls. I'm going to be using the Create It strips that I purchased at Walmart. These are also 2.5 inches wide by width of fabric, so they're about 40 to 42 inches in length by 2.5 inches wide. They're exactly the same as these or any other jelly roll-ish products you're going to find. Now this is cheaper, much cheaper in the long run. These packages contain 20 strips in them. They were about $6.50. So for the 40 strips that I need is $13. The actual Moda fabric jelly rolls run about $35 to $45 depending upon the fabric line that you're working with in them. Just understand these are not as good quality as good quilters cotton that you're going to find with Moda Fabrics, but they'll work okay for what I'm doing today. I'm still a beginning quilter, so I don't want to spend $40 on a jelly roll to make what I'm going to be making today. And here, just an example. This is, I did complete my first quilt not too long ago. I don't have it here to show you, though, because my partner took it to work. And there it sits on the back of his chair. So, he loves it. But here's some leftover of the blocks that I had from this. This is also the Create It ones that I got from Walmart. And this is all 5 of the different that are in there. And this is kind of like a bee pattern that you got going on there. So it's a black and gold, and then there's bees in here. I have 3 of the 5 different blocks that I made out of it. So these were left over that I didn't need in the finished quilt top. So these are probably going to become like hot pads or something like that, and maybe allow me to practice some free motion quilting on them. But I think they came out pretty nice for a low end fabric. They do fray a little bit, so the strips that I'm going to be working with today, I have another package of each of those 2 colorways that I showed you that I've already opened. I ironed them out and I starched them, so they're going to give us a little bit more stability while we're quilting it. What we're going to be doing today is called the Jellyroll Race quilt, and essentially all it is, you take your strips. Let me grab my strips here just to show you. So you take your strips like this, and you're going to sew them end to end. So this is my first strip, and I'm going to take my second strip, which I've got this light blue here. I'm going to sew it end to end. Now you can either sew them, like you would with like a seam allowance, and then just a flat, or I'm probably going to be doing it sewing it on the bias, so it looks more like it's got this nice little angled to it between them. So you sew all your pieces from end to together, end to end, so that you got one long strip. So they're 40 strips times 40 inches. So what is that? 4 times 4 is 16. So about 1,600 inches in length that you're going to have this one long strip. And then you take the end of your strip, and at the beginning you're going to put them together, so right sides facing together, and then you're going to sew your 1/4 inch seam down, all the way down one side of it until you get to the bottom, and then you're going to cut the loop at the bottom, so then you can open it up and you've got 2 strips. And then you repeat the process. You take the bottom, bring it up to the top, face the right sides facing, sew your 1/4 inch down the side again, cut the bottom, open it up. Now you got 4 strips in a row. And then you do it one more time, or no, you do it again for 8, and then one last time for 16. So you have 16 strips wide by whatever is left in the length of your fabric. And you should be getting some different stripes going through this. I've got 10 different colors here, 4 of each. I put them in order of how I wanted to sew them. You don't have to. What a lot of people like to do is just throw them in a box and reach in and grab, and whatever strip you got is the next one you're going to be sewing in line. Make it completely random. So it's however you want to do it. Also, it was suggested that you take the first strip and you cut it 16 inches off of it, just so that it will do a little bit better for your randomness when it comes to. So I'm going to cut about this much off of this. I'll probably sew it on the end. Waste not, want not. Every little bit of this is going to help. And then I'm going to start there, and I'm going to attempt to film me sewing this. I don't know how well it's going to turn out. If not, I'll just come back with the finished quilt at the end, and that the quilt top. I'm not going to quilt the entire thing today. I'm just going to create this quilt top, and which shouldn't take that long. It's probably take you about an hour, maybe 2 at the most, to do the complete thing. So let me get my machine set up. I've got it here in front of me. I've got my old Singer. I'm going to be using that. I've got a 1/4 inch foot on it already. I've got it loaded with some gray thread, which I think will be fine for this, since it should blend in fairly well with these colors. And bobbin's full, and we're ready to go. So let me get things set up, and I'm going to attempt to film this for you and see how it turns out. Okay, the quilt top is finished. It didn't quite turn out the way I was hoping it would, but here it is. We got, when it's this way, I had to, actually I went one more time through, so it's 32 bands instead of 16 because it was way too long. Oh my goodness. So, finished size is about 64 by 50. I can see now why they suggest just randomly pulling something out of a bag, because you see how our colors seem to pool when you do them in a sequence. So this was this first color I started with, and so I went like the darkest print with the lightest solid, and then it was like the next darkest print and the next lightest solid, and so on and so forth. So I kind of went in reverse order. So when you got to the darkest solid, you had the lightest print, which was this white. But it still came out pretty. I'm happy with it. I'm going to I've got to trim it, and then I'm going to find a nice backing for it. I think I've got enough left from the other quilt so I can use the backing, and I think I've got enough batting for this as well, so that shouldn't be a problem. And I don't know if I'm going to do actual free motion quilting on this, or if I'm going to do like I did with the other one and just some diagonal lines on it, or some straight stitching to finish the quilt top. So anyways, that's it. I hope you did something incredible for annual Sew a Jellyroll Day for September 21st, 2024. If not, I hope you enjoyed what I did, and check out, there's got to be other people doing something for it as well, so check out those YouTube channels as well and see what they did, and hope it inspires you. So that's it. Until next time, this is Desert Rat. Happy crafting.